You might not match. You might not match. So if this is something that you've heard, you have to take it seriously. If your dean or your program director or one of the attendings has looked over your application or said, hey, it's November now, it's December, and you've gotten 5 interviews, 4 interviews, 10 interviews, but in our experience, or from what we remember, or from the historical metrics of the school that they know that they're not going to share with you, the reality is, for this specialty, with this board score, most of the time our students have 15 interviews in this specialty or something like that. You might not match. If you hear this, you have to take it seriously, okay? You can't be an optimist and have optimistic bias and say, well, yeah, they say that other people didn't match, but it's not going to happen to me. Why? Because this is the experience that I had. And this is the experience that every year hundreds, thousands of students have, and med schools don't advertise it. They advertise their match rate. Well, guess what that means? If they have a 96% match rate and you think that's good, 4% of people didn't match. And guess what? That 96% match rate or 97% match rate, that's including the SOAP. That's after. That means that some people, even with the SOAP, they didn't match. Can you believe that? It's insane. You spent 4 years of med school. How many, 100 grand, 200 grand, and you didn't match. And now you're sitting there at home making phone calls and emailing residency coordinators. Do you have a spot? I am desperate. Why? Because someone told you you might not match and you ignored it. You had the optimistic bias. So what I want to tell you, I don't want you to suffer like I did, okay? I can give you this whole, depressing story of how desperate I was and how I took internal medicine residency because it was the only thing that was offered to me, and I thought my whole future was over, and I picked myself up. And if you were prepared, you'd have such a better outcome, okay? And even if whatever outcome you end up with, you can reach out to me, I'll talk with you. There's always a way to improve your situation. But the thing that I want to tell you, and just in this video, very short, if someone tells you after you submitted your ERAS application, you're a 4th year med student now, you're on the interview trail, and someone tells you you might not match, okay? You have to take it seriously, and you have to have a backup plan, all right? One of those backup plans is dual applying to multiple categorical positions. Like if you're applying for orthopedic surgery, a backup might be general surgery. Or if you're applying to radiology, a backup might be like an internal medicine or general surgery prelim or something like that, just in case. Or another advanced specialty. The other thing might be that you just apply to research years, or that you know where they are and know everything about them and have everything prepared. It might also be that you reach out to some people that work with you and let them know, hey, I might not match. What options do you think I could have? Would you be willing to rewrite a letter for me for specific programs? The other thing is you could apply for prelims and in surgery, transitional years, etc., at programs that you know have a history of taking unmatched applicants, all right? And that they can act as a stepping stone. And there's so many other options, and I can make a video about what to do if you don't match, but it's not ripe for this season right now. What I want you to do is prepare. You might not match. If someone tells you that, you have to take it seriously, because I didn't, and I ended up not matching. And what happened? I got internal medicine at a hospital and a place that I never wanted to be at, and I ended up quitting, and I ended up transferring in the middle of the year. And that means when I got to my new program, I had to start over, okay? And it would have been much more ideal and much more seamless if I had matched initially through the SOAP at a place that was actually going to be a springboard to my future, okay? Let me tell you some costs. I had to give up my security deposit for my rent because I broke the lease after 2 months. I had to drive across the country in like 4 days and start residency. I got to Seattle on like a Friday evening, 5 a.m. I'm in the hospital trying to figure out my badge, figuring out parking, whatever. You don't want to be in that situation, okay? You don't want to be in that situation. If you're at the bottom of the barrel, there is a way up. Reach out to me. I'll talk with you. If you're not, and if you have the time now to figure out a plan B and a plan C, do that. the best time is now.